Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I am Kortensia. We begin today with the weather. It is partly sunny with a 20% or a slight chance of showers, a high of 88 and a low of 72 degrees. Can you tell I'm happy? Look, I got my co-host back. Jamie is back. Welcome back, Jamie. I missed you yesterday.
Yeah, it sounds like I went on a long voyage. I went to visit Kurt and Jaime in jail to tell them not to come back to the set. And it took me a while, all right? But I'm back, thankfully. Hopefully they won't be, but we'll see. All right, so we're moving on to the latest in local news. This from the ZIZ Newsroom. The Man and the Biosphere, the MEB project, a UNESCO-funded environmental preservation initiative within the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve, culminated with the unveiling of an environmental awareness sign on Friday, March 25th at Upper Cayon. Addressing the attendees, Secretary General of the St. Kitts Nevis National Commission for UNESCO, Mrs. Dorothy Warner, noted, quote, "We have created this sign to discourage people from the Upper Cayon area from dumping garbage into the river. All rivers flow into the sea, and if we contaminate the river, everything that gets down to the sea will come back to haunt us in the cycle of life. We're discouraging you from dumping into the river because we are saving ourselves," end quote. Mrs. Warner further charged residents in the community to assist with safeguarding the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve through their actions. Indeed, environment is so important. I know Mrs. Warner personally, so I know that she is devoted to anything that she touches, and this is a great project.
Yep, no dumping. Let's have a clean environment.
Absolutely.
We continue now with our second story. It is from SKNIS. The St. Kitts Cricket Association, SKCA, received a donation of 3 advanced bowling machines from the Cricket West Indies, CWI, on Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, as part of the legacy from hosting group stage matches of this year's ICCU Under-19 Cricket World Cup. At a brief handover ceremony at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium, Cricket West Indies President Richard "Ricky" Skerritt presented the machines to the St. Kitts Cricket Association President Dennis Phillip. Mr. Skerritt stated to be able to prepare cricketers at all ages and to make sure that cricketers around the Caribbean can get the kind of preparation that they deserve from the kind of high performance input from our coaches. Cricket West Indies has been on the program to strengthen our coaching network, and this small gift is really just a small part of that. He added that cricket will not regain its level of excellence just by accident. It needs associations like cricket associations and departments of sport in government all across the region, along with support from Cricket West Indies and the various territorial boards to make it happen. We have to partner, and we have to produce the support, the investment, the technology, and the equipment wherever we can. That's why this equipment is so timely.
I gotta say.
A boost for cricket.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. One of my cousins, a younger cousin, wants to play for the West Indies. Doesn't know what he's gonna do yet. He's in his teens, but he's a lover of cricket, so anything that gets the sport, to advance, it's gonna be good. And I can't wait to see him out there, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, President Skerritt, look out. All right. Well, a little sad news. We are continuing on the local scene with this. Condolences pour in on the passing of Nevis former Premier Vance Amory. As flags in the Federation are flown at half-mast, condolences continue to pour in on the passing of Nevis former Premier Honorable Vance Amory. Federal Minister of Foreign Affairs and Nevis Premier, the Honorable Mark Brantley, described the former Premier as, quote, "a giant who walked among us," end quote. Premier said, "Vance Amory has led an unblemished life of service to the people of Nevis and the wider country, whether as a sportsman in cricket, as an athlete, as a banker, as an educator, and as a politician. He has led with distinction and served the people of Nevis and the wider Federation in every capacity," end quote. Dr. Daniel Hodge, current leader of the Nevis Reformation Party and a leader of the opposition, noted, quote, "I remember him as a man who knew how to cope with difficulties and find ways to be resilient and rise above the challenges. He helped those who were suffering and comforted those who lost their loved ones. The people of Nevis have lost a true statesman." She also stated that she had lost a dear friend. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we take a break, and we'll be back in a moment to continue Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel like shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on the sand. You should run, the higher ground, a tsunami soon come. Mommy, uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on the sand. You should run, the higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue now with the latest in regional news. CARICOM split on Jamaica's nomination for post of Commonwealth Secretary General, this from the Caribbean Media Corporation. Antigua and Barbuda has described as a monumental error the decision by Jamaica to announce the nomination of its Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. Antigua Prime Minister Gaston Brown told the Caribbean Media Corporation that Jamaica was a party to a recent Caribbean community consensus endorsing the re-election of Baroness Patricia Scotland for the position, adding, "I think Jamaica proposed candidature for Commonwealth Secretary General is a monumental error which could only serve to divide the Caribbean." Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt has not yet commented on Jamaica's position, which was announced late on Friday night. Scotland is a Dominican-born national whom Skerritt has again backed for re-election. At the end of their international summit held in Belize last month, CARICOM leaders issued their communique in which they expressed their overwhelming support for the re-election of Baroness Patricia Scotland as Secretary General of the Commonwealth.
I do remember that, actually, when we covered it in the news not too long ago, that she was up for re-election and that they would support her. So this seems to be a point of division. Definitely one to watch.
Hope it comes back together.
Well, we'll see how it resolves itself. You know, you can never tell with these things, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, so we're moving on to international news at this moment. This from Reuters. Hong Kong's embattled leader, Carrie Lam, who has governed the global financial hub through the unprecedented upheaval of anti-government protests and COVID-19, said on Monday she will not seek a second 5-year term of office. Lam's announcement came as media said Chief Secretary John Lee, Hong Kong's second most senior official, was set to resign to rejoin the race to replace Lam in May as the Chinese-ruled city's next leader. Lam told a regular press briefing, quote, "There's only one consideration, and that is family. I've told everyone before that family is my first priority. They think it's time for me to go home," end quote. She declined to comment on possible candidates to replace her and said she had not decided on her future plans. Lam, born in British-ruled Hong Kong in 1957, and a lifelong civil servant who describes herself as a devout Catholic, took office in 2017 with a pledge to unite a city that was growing increasingly resentful of Beijing's tightening grip. there you have it for the latest in local, regional, and international news. We'll be back for more of Good Morning SKN in a moment.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Meet the Wilbets, a short animation depicting how sugar-sweetened beverages and an unhealthy diet impact a typical Caribbean family, has been shortlisted for the World Health Organization Health for All Film Festival. Meet the Wilbets was submitted by Lake Health and Wellbeing, a public health NGO in St. Kitts and Nevis. Today on Good Morning SKN's Expressions, we warmly welcome Isleen Phillip, Advocacy and Research Officer, and Oyemi Bayo, IT and Creative Director, to tell us all about the creative process behind Meet the Wilbets animation, and of course to celebrate with both of you on quite an accomplishment. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Morning, welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, first of all, congratulations, because this is very exciting news. I've actually seen that clip. I can't avoid it when I turn my television on. So it's very engaging, I have to say. And the fact that you were here today is, celebratory. So how does it feel to have the submission recognized by the World Health Organization in this way?
Iceland ladies first.
I mean, it's a really great accomplishment, not just for us at Lake Health and Wellbeing, but also for St. Kitts, because I believe we would have been the only submission from St. Kitts and Nevis. And so it's really, really great for us to kind of get this recognition as a small island state on this global stage. So, just to recognize the kind of work that we're doing in terms of health education and health promotion. So it's really a win for all of us, I think, not just, us as an NGO, but also for St. Kitts and Nevis, because it's recognition that we can say we have on the global stage as a small island state.
And now that the lady has spoken, Oyemi, do you have anything to add to that?
Not much, that's why I let her speak first. I will say though, we nearly didn't submit it. Well, I nearly didn't want to submit it. It was our director and founder that was happy with it the way it was, because I was actually going to redo it. But she was happy with it the way it was and just decided to submit it.
Well, this is great because we know, in fact, that there were over 1,000 submissions from 110 countries. Mm-hmm. So to be where you are is quite an accomplishment indeed.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So congratulations again, guys. So is there any way in particular that this animation will help to spread the awareness for the You Are Sweet Enough campaign?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was initially intended to be part of the digital advocacy that we've been doing around the You're Sweet Enough campaign. And as you guys know, I came in, a few weeks ago to talk about the campaign and what we're trying to do in terms of raising awareness of the dangers of sugar-sweetened beverages and essentially Meet the Wilberts. It kind of depicts a typical, not an uncommon family situation where we have, a small family, Caribbean based that, consumes these sugary drinks, but then we see the effects of these on the parents and then on the children, and then the kind of socioeconomic issues that, come out of it. So even though it's a really short clip, I think it's really packed with just the key messaging and the information that we want to share around the dangers of sugary drinks and how it not only affects our health, but it can also affect our finances, our relationships, and just our, kind of life options and opportunities. So I think it definitely was just kind of helping to amplify the You're Sweet Enough message, which is the main objective, really.
Well, I must add, I see there are some beverages just behind you. I would never want to drink them if they were labeled this way in the supermarket. So I must add that.
Yep. And I must say, labeling, front of pack labeling is one of the policy options and interventions that have been advocated for as a region, particularly by our Healthy Caribbean Coalition partners. So yes, so when you see the drinks, just try to remember, obesity, diabetes, heart disease.
Heart disease, oh my God.
Yeah.
When you link it like that,
I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't buy them. I would not buy them.
It's like a nightmare. I'm going to dream of the drinks walking behind me now and all these things coming, heart disease, obesity, whatever.
See, that's another good idea for another animation. I'm going to use that.
Please go right ahead and come back to talk with us about it, of course.
About it.
All right, so as we are on the topic of animation now, let's talk a little more about it. First of all, I noticed in the clip that we just showed that the dog seems to be the slimmest member of the family. But
he does not partake in the beverage.
Good for him. Well, he does not partake in it. But in terms of the process and even the name, where did the name Wilberts come from?
Okay, that's a funny one because it was quite debatable. We went through a couple of names, and okay, so the start of this process, I have to mention that involved the Ministry of Health. It was the Health Promotion Department. So we had Dr. Carty and Vera from the Health Promotion Unit, and we did a lot of consultation meetings and strategy meetings on what we use particularly. So everything within the animation you see is well thought out. So even the name kind of came into play, and I kept on coming up with names, and they were like, nope, you can't use that. Someone's that name, and they will probably know it's them or think it's them, etc., etc. So we had a new person person come into, I think, their unit, and he has a name similar to the Wilbert, so I kind of switched it around, and then I thought of something comical to fit. It was nearly, both things happened at the same time, thinking something comical in the name and a name that would still work that nobody has. So that was the hardest thing, finding a name that nobody actually has on the island. Well, we hope.
I think another thing to add to that, if you like listen to the clip, there's an aspect in there where they talk about, oh, we should quit sugary drinks, but they're like, we will, but. And so I think that is the concept. So you have the will buts, you know? Yeah.
Well, and obviously with their size, I imagine at some point or another they will butt as well, so I get the humor. All right, so we are going to take a brief commercial break, but when we come back, we'll take a look at the Meet the Wilbuts animation that we've been discussing so far, so stay tuned, everyone. More Good Morning SKN in Flash.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
I'm here to say kids, Nevis, with a name for us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface or the places to go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love think it's bad. Easy no man.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt? Get Salt Smart.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see what really happened. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit, 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with members of Lake Health and Wellbeing, Iseline Phillip, Advocacy and Research Officer, and Oyeme Beho, IT and Creative Director. Let's take a look at the Meet the Wilberts animation, which is currently shortlisted for the World Health Organization Health for All Film Festival.
Welcome to the beautiful islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, we'll be spending time with the Wilberts. They're a happy family that love liming, and with plenty of food and drink to go around, life is good, but not for long. Sadly, the Wilberts never paid attention to what they ate or drank. And when asked to reduce those sugary drinks, they joked and said, "We will, but not today." Unfortunately, a year later, Mr. Wilbert had a stroke. And a few months after that, Mrs. Wilbert was diagnosed with diabetes. From hospital bills and the cost of drugs, to time off work, this began to take its toll on the family. But it wasn't until they saw the effect it was having on their children that they finally decided to make a change. You see, the Wilberts realized their family was already sweet enough, and a healthy lifestyle was the best gift they could ever give them. What gift will you give your children?
I have to say, I love all the elements.
Yeah.
Love
Quite
all the
informative.
elements in that. Even the garbage truck.
Throwing it away.
So let's talk about the animation even in more detail. We were talking during break, Oyemi and Iseline, all about the team potentially that you were working with, and you mentioned your reason for somewhat going it alone. What can you tell us, Oyemi?
Okay, as I said before, as we started, the campaign started basically with the Ministry of Health wanting to find another way to be able to promote not the use of, the reduction of SSPs. But they didn't want to go with the traditional way of doing it, just a normal advert with people. So they wanted to see if they could find something more engaging. So they actually started with a consultation with us before we came on board kind of separately with getting funding to do it as a full campaign. So that's when we were first introduced. So the animation part actually was a suggestion, but then we kind of fleshed it out to be something bigger. So if you actually look through the campaign, we've got different stages where we've done other animations as well that are slightly different, but all of them have a target audience that we still want to reach.
All right, so tell us about the other animations that you've done. Iseline?
Okay, sorry, go on, Iseline.
Sure. So, I mean, we have Meet the Wilberts, which is obviously kind of winning and shortlisted. But then I think one of our most popular ones that we have, it streams on ZIZ very regularly, is the one with the water and the Coca-Cola bottle. I don't think, and so.
Okay, we call it Real Talk.
Yeah, Real Talk. Real Talk Bar. And it's pretty good. That one's pretty comical. And I think for each different one, we try to, the Meet the Wilberts kind of appeals to emotion a bit more. Real Talk Bar is very comical. It's humorous. We also have a couple of short ones where it's kind of like gambling with your health, or it's kind of a slot machine. And so there's a variety of animations that all kind of came about as, Oyemi's creative genius. So we're grateful for that. But we, as he said, we're really trying to target different demographics and audiences, but with the same message. So that's one thing that kind of stays across all of the animations. The messaging is consistent.
And the messaging is effective as well, I have to say, because with the Real Talk bar, I saw the love affair with sweet beverages coming to an end. It was like a breakup that, you know, the sweet beverage didn't see happening. So very comical indeed, and effective.
Yes.
So, Oyame, how long have you been an animator, if I may ask?
Oh, wow. See, I still up to now, I probably wouldn't call myself an animator. I probably prefer the word creative. I think I wear many hats, different times of the day, usually not early morning, as Isley would know. So I dabble in many different things. So I still probably wouldn't call myself an animator, more creative, because we do loads of different things, and I still have a part to play in other things as well. So I think animation is just one part of what we have in our arsenal to do effective promotion.
Yeah. And can I just say that Oyami is a genius behind any of our creative products. So website, anything like that, anything creative that you see. So he's that great. He's just
thank you. And I don't love being in front of screen. I think that's the only part. This isn't me. This is Iceland's forte. Drag me into this. I like being behind the scenes.
But yeah.
Yeah, but that's typical of creatives anyway, so we understand it more than you don't believe us. All right, so let's talk about the website. Since you mentioned it, Iceland, that website, again, remind our viewers where it is.
Sure. So, of course, you want to find out anything about the campaign. It is www.youaresweetenough.com. And on there, you can actually find all of our videos, all of the animations that have been created for the campaign. You can also find where we've been in terms of media. You can also find quite a few blog posts that are written by myself as well as Abby, our director, and just kind of giving information and spreading the awareness about the issues and things surrounding that. So you can definitely follow our activities on our website. It's just as bright and as colorful as and engaging as you see all of our animations, because again, that was the brainchild of Miami. And as well, if you want to find out more just about Lake Health and Wellbeing, you can actually visit the organization's website, which is lakehealthandwellbeing.com, and you can find out more about the other projects that we also do in relation to health and wellness around different other areas and issues outside of NCDs as well.
Great, thank you.
So, Iceland, what's next for your Sweet Enough campaign?
What's next? So, well, currently right now we're in this space where we're actually trying to work a lot more closely with the Ministry of Health. So the public education and awareness piece, you probably see a little less of me in the public doing public engagement, but we're actually working behind the scenes with the Ministry of Health, actually working on developing the SSB policy, which is what we've also been advocating for in terms of government intervention. And so you'll find we'll probably be hearing a lot more about the different policy prescriptions that we've been advocating for and that have been recommended. And we're also trying to see how we can work and connect with other civil society organizations to form stronger alliances around public health policy advocacy across St. Kitts and Nevis and the wider Caribbean. So I'm sure you'll hear more from me or just from the campaign as we go along. But of course, we're kind of moving into seeing how we can get government to take a stronger role by implementing and adopting a policy and implementing some interventions that will support the shift in culture to promote healthier environments, which is ultimately what we want to see to reduce non-communicable diseases in Federation.
Oyemi Bayo, Iceline Phillip, congratulations once again. A great work. Thank you for the work you do. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And all the best to you. And hopefully we get to talk again about other animations that you collaborate on.
Okay, excellent. Oh, we do have a workshop coming up at the end of the month that focuses on animation, and we want to see if we can, in a way, help other NGOs and SEOs see how they can harness the power of animation. So at the end of the month, if you keep on checking the Lake Health and Wellbeing website, we'll have the dates up there.
That's right.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for sharing that, Oyemi, and thanks again for being here. Yeah. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
wonderful
morning,
day,
SK,
guys.
and in a moment, stay tuned.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
When you feel like shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone left with fish on the sand. You should run, the higher ground, 'cause tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see, Sammy?
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone left with fish on the sand. You should run, the higher ground, 'cause tsunami soon come.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, "You feel it, you feel it?" Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. The current generation, all right, yeah, that sounds better, came up with quite a few creative activities to pass our time, especially during class, sometimes to the consternation of the teacher. So let's hope that today's first activity that will be undertaken by Kortensia and I will be done. It wasn't done during our free periods. Of course it was. It was also done during class. Anyway. Yeah. I'm confessing.
If the teacher was boring, it was being done.
Hey, we got out of school, right? So we graduated. We were fine.
Of course.
So if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about to get away from, what did you say, boring teachers? I didn't have any of those. Anyway. All right. We're talking about making a cartoon character at the edge of our exercise books. And we're going to refer to it as a flip book. And we're calling it a flip book because at the end of our time together competing, we ought to be able to flip the pages and you'll see this continuous motion. Right, so the way they used to make Mickey Mouse and Fred Flintstone and all that stuff, right? So we're also going to talk about some of our escapades. I'm going to listen to Kortensia talk about her escapades during school. I was the quiet one. All right, so what about the guidelines, Kortensia?
Our drawings need to be simple, such as stick figures or simple diagrams, and we have to do at least 40 pages. Wow, that's a lot. So that we can see movement when we flip the pages. Colors can only be added after the main design on the 40 pages is completed, so no cheating.
No what?
No cheating.
Sorry, I can't hear.
No cheating. So what is the best joke on a teacher that you can remember during school without mentioning
I'm just going to start.
Oh my God. Moving the chair?
On a teacher. That wasn't moving the chair? That was terrible. No. It was weird. I don't know if you guys remember. All of my friends who were watching would remember this. I had a particular teacher. I'm not going to say which school. I'm not even going to say which form. And that teacher had a hearing impediment. And so, I kid you not, there would be this one guy in the class. Everybody loves him, even today. And he would say the weirdest things out loud. And no matter what he said, as an insult, she would not hear him. I don't know if you guys remember Saved by the Bell and the teacher that was on that show that could never hear anything, and Zach would just say, "Hey, your wig looks terrible today." And she'd be like, "What did you say? Have a nice day? Oh, you too." It was like that. I kid you not. Totally like that. And he got away with it. And it turned out that that same teacher, unfortunately, this is not the funny part because I was so alarmed. The whole school was laughing. I was not. She took a fall off
Oh my God.
One of our platforms.
No, that's serious.
And she ended up on the ground. And I guess this was what was the funny part for them. Having done that, she sat there. Well, she was on her knees actually, with her books on the ground, and she's looking at roughly 150 students. And instead of picking up the books, she's like, "Isn't anybody going to help me?" Well, you know, that just made it worse. I mean,
everybody laughed some more.
I went over and I helped her, but it took me a while to keep my face straight. I'm confessing on live television. Luckily, she didn't see that, and I'm sure that she would have forgotten that she fell. I'm certain that she's not watching Good Morning SKN, so don't tell her I said so.
Oh my God.
What about you? Any fun stories?
Believe it or not, I think not. I don't know.
You have no fun stories?
No, I just think they threw spitballs. I was afraid of stuff because I was afraid of my mom coming to the school, so.
You were afraid of your mom coming to the school?
Because I didn't want to be embarrassed, because you know them times your parents ain't afraid to embarrass you.
Oh yeah, what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, you relate to anything Kortensia is saying? At those times, your parents weren't afraid to embarrass you.
Embarrass you?
Yeah, now it seems that they're not afraid to embarrass the teacher.
The teacher.
Even when they're wrong.
Yeah.
I might know a thing or two about that attempt. Take it from
we
me.
have a teacher here. But
Alrighty.
no, other than that, we just did the norm. Ate in the class while the teacher was teaching. Yeah.
You did what? That wasn't so bad.
No.
That wasn't so bad. I had people listening to music while the teacher was teaching.
And we didn't have phones, or sometimes the guy, when they brought their the PS, the little palm games to school, the teachers born, they'd be playing games. I think the only time the teachers got most of the kids in my class genuine attention when it was family life, and you know why, right?
Yeah, family life.
Yeah. Other than that, my classmates were not interested.
Listen, family life was the best one. I had a teacher in second form called Mrs. James, who ended up being my form teacher and my family life teacher at the time.
Miss James, used to be my neighbor.
Suffice it to say that the class became very alive, trying to figure out what the multiple uses of plastic bags could be.
And what were those? Care to share? I want to know.
That's all I heard to say.
I want to know.
We actually asked the woman the question. She's like, what? No! Mind you, it's health and family life, so you could fill in the blanks, okay? Yeah, it was just very interesting to
What
me.
if I'm having a blonde moment?
You're having a blonde moment? I'm sorry. Well, there is such a thing as legally blonde, so that might be a good moment, okay? I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not even going to be tempted to tell you.
Nah, but we had some good teachers, so yeah.
Yeah, we all did.
Oh, so what about fairs? Did you go to a lot of fairs?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't want to go to a lot of fairs because my mom dressed me weird. So I didn't want to go anywhere. I was pleased with staying home.
Guys, you were pleased with staying home.
Yes.
I'm hoping that on the other side of this, OEME's not watching because whatever hopes I have of being part of the Sweet Enough campaign,
full of color.
yeah, they're going down.
I'm just going forward here, and I don't got no color.
Let's see how talented we are. You guys think we're talented? Team K, Team J, I don't know. I'm kind of doubting my ability here, but hey, who knows?
I only got like
Who
4
knows? Who knows?
pages. I didn't get a lot.
So no funny moments from school, Kortensia, for you?
I don't know. Maybe my life was boring in school.
Your life was boring in school? I doubt that.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember doing much fun stuff. As I said, the most I remember was being troublesome too. I had a teacher that starts with C because I used to wear white socks under my beige socks and take off my beige socks because I like to see the white socks better with the uniform. And she used to be like, I'm going to call your mom, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do this again. The next day I'm doing it again.
That's the trouble that you gave her?
Yeah.
Everybody knows
too
what
much
C you're
powder on
talking
the
about.
neck. She always used to call.
I remember that. Hey, powder was a thing. You guys have an idea? Powder on the neck was a thing, guys. It was a thing, okay? Forget Calvin Klein and Dior. Powder on the neck, all over the back, lasting until 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Lasting all day, as a matter of fact. Because it depended on the amount that you put on. And imagine we thought that was cool. No, nobody goes to school with no powder.
It was a thing. I don't understand. Boy, anyway, it's amazing, right? Yeah, it really was a thing. It was a thing.
And then in college, Miss Martin called me and said, Kortensia, your necklace is too big. I was like, I swear this thing just followed me all the way.
That's funny.
And then I used to hide it, and then I swear Miss Martin always used to look out for me, man.
Well, Kortensia, apparently, whatever we're doing, we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right?
How we do?
Because
time is gone already. Don't have much
you
pages.
can't rush the creative process, you know. I don't understand. Can you rush the creative process? Are you guys trying to rush the creative process? I see what's going on here. Okay.
I don't have much pages, y'all. I don't know how my cartoon's gonna go. I don't know.
Okay, so guys, guess what? We're gonna take a break. On the other side of it, we're gonna come back and show you what we've created. or not. And Oyemi, I really hope that you're not watching because, yeah, we might need
I
some
hope
more
he's
work
watching so
before
he can
we-
use my animation in his next stuff.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
He will, but
let's call it a storyboard. Let's call it that. It's not going to be complete.
you
Storyboard.
heard? He
We're
will,
storyboarding.
but maybe not.
He will, but he will, but maybe not. Love it, love it.
I'm
Well,
losing
we
my
will
mind.
be back. Yeah, see you later.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one safe. Kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll up. Yeah. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right. Alright. Cause I love you. Brother, my sister. And we're in this together. My sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
And we're back on Good Morning SKN. Now you'll be seeing what the artists created. We will begin first with Jamie's cartoons. So can
Is that
the
supposed to be mine?
audience-
I don't even
Yeah.
know what they're looking at. I need to see what they're looking at. Guys, I don't see. Whoa, no, go back again. Raise it, zoom in, zoom in.
Oh my gosh.
Even closer, even closer, even closer. Okay, that works for me. Stay right there. Okay, go very, very slowly. Let's see what the next one is. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, I get it. Yeah. I get it. So I was drawing a guy walking in the middle of nowhere, and then he stumbled upon the sunshine, or the sunshine came down. And then we had the clouds, so the sun got lower, and then he approached a house, and you can see his arms moving, etc., etc., etc. And obviously, yeah. my flip book. This is a flip book fail. We'll see if you did better. Kortensia.
Oh, the artiste. It's her turn.
Picasso?
It might even be Picasso.
Or
I didn't get much pages, guys. Disclaimer already, I didn't get much pages, but my inspiration was from Oyeme in terms of a family just walking. Yeah.
Would I say that?
Wait. A family walking, and then they're driving, and then there's the sunshine, and then they all went on a boat. I got the boat idea from Isleen.
From walking.
Yeah.
They went on a boat. Okay, let me see. You guys seeing that?
And that's my cartoon life.
How many pages did you draw?
4.
All right, we were very ambitious to say that we were going to do 4. Well, I think it was 4.
Look at that. Look at my will butts.
Look at your will butts?
Look at my will butts.
Your will butts. Your will butts. Ooh, your will butts. Okay. All right. So obviously, guys, we are not that creative.
We will leave that to the creator.
This is you know that show like Design on a Dime, Design on a Budget? This is like drawing out of time. We need time to process these things.
We needed more time.
Anyway, speaking of time, we're moving on to this one.
L.R. Knott said, respecting a child teaches them that even the smallest, most powerless, most vulnerable person is worthy of respect, and that is a lesson our world desperately needs to learn. Today, Jamie and I are going to be discussing gentle parenting. So have you ever heard this term before?
Well, first of all, disclaimer, I think you'd have to be a parent to be qualified to discuss that.
I'm not a biological parent, but I parent.
Okay, well, there you go.
Kids,
so that works. There we go. Nice. So no, I've never heard of the term before.
So here's the definition. Gentle parenting focuses on being compassionate and enforcing consistent boundaries. It encourages mutual respect and relationship building in parent-child relationships. Gentle parenting also encourages discipline, but in an age-appropriate way. Discipline methods focus on teaching valuable life lessons rather than focusing on punishments. So I guess that means if they like the tablet, which is the fascination of the kids these days, you can maybe take it away for half an hour because of something that they did.
As opposed to what?
Lashes that we got long
time.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, because we turned out so terribly.
I know, we turned out. Look at all them legs. Plenty legs. Legs out of nowhere too. You didn't even expect the legs.
We're discussing gentle parenting, so we're going to go along with it. Gentle parenting because, it becomes abusive now in some circles if you do that. So don't do that at all.
But look at us.
Speak.
Were we lashed?
Yes, we were.
Can I say we were abused?
No.
But our abuse turned out well.
You're what? I'm not joining you on that. No, there's no way I'm joining you on that.
Well, look at us. Look at us.
I don't know. To me, we've gone, and I understand it because there's a shift to you need to teach people, treat them with respect, teach them about the values, discuss as opposed to hitting. Because really, there were some of us who, if you remember the licks that you used to see or the lashes that people used to get, it's like when you get your parents mad or they get your friends get their parents mad, and it's like on display for everybody to see. As you are being scolded, you are being told that you are not supposed to do that. I told you. And every word
comes with a lash. Came with a lash.
And there's no real explanation as to, why should you not do that? Do you understand why that's not appropriate? And the all famous one. Do what I say, not what I do.
Yes.
But mommy or daddy, but you do that. But hear what I tell you.
Exactly.
So I guess there's something to say about being gentle. Is it effective?
I'm not sure.
Depends. I think you can tell. Because with the parents that do it well, you get to see that the children in their care tend to be more expressive. They're more open. They're able to share their opinions, even if they're dissenting. Right? So it does kind of work for me.
Yeah, my niece and nephew is like that, so I do know a bit.
Okay, great.
Because they'll bargain with you why you shouldn't take away their tablet, and they'll behave.
Awesome.
So empathy. Being aware of children's feelings and needs, this recognizes that there's a reason children behave a certain way. It is being present with them. Empathy helps children understand that what's important to them is important to us as adults as well. So did you feel as though your emotions were dismissed as a child? Yes. I'm gonna answer that for me. What about you?
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
As you said, I don't think we had a voice when we were kids. Our parents were a bit stern. Now these kids have a voice. As I said, my niece and nephew bargained why we shouldn't take away their tablet and how they're gonna behave better, and how it wasn't one's fault, it was the other because of. I couldn't tell my mom that. Jimmy would have been in the corner, fall up somewhere. Come on, no. They dismiss my emotions as a child.
Do we have any pictures of Kortensia in the corner? Just real quick, did you submit any of those? Just asking.
Funny.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, I felt like I was listened to. It's weird. It's a weird dynamic because when you grow up and you realize that other people don't have or weren't treated the way that you were, you realize it's a bit of a disconnect because you understand what's going on around you, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily apply to you. So it's weird. It's weird. That's all I'll say. There's respect. Okay, let's talk about respect. Children are little humans with their own feelings and preferences. That's what they are. They're little humans. Okay,
yeah.
Munchkins. Yet often in the rush of life, we seem to forget that they are humans. Well, that's true. We treat them as if they're not ready to enter the adult world, and therefore we don't have to explain certain things to them. We don't have to discuss certain things with them. So I get it. Respect means treating children the way we as adults would want to be treated, and that's a very big one, right? So did you ever feel as if your thoughts and ideas were minimized because you were a child?
Yes.
I think you just said that. Yeah.
I think in my life or in my generation, almost all of our parents learned from their previous generation, which I think, this is just my opinion, guys, weren't sensitized or weren't taught proper parenting. So they did what they saw their parent did and they brought it forward to us. Now, if I'm to become a parent, I'm gonna be like, what's happening here?
I see.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, oh, no, I don't want to hear that. Like, so yeah.
Well, hey, come from generations back then, children should be seen and not heard.
Exactly.
You're having adult
See
talk, so
that?
children need to be excused and those sorts of things. And so it's interesting. All right, well, let's talk about understanding. So research shows that the brain grows rapidly during the first 18 months of life, and since children's brains are still developing, they don't have the same control over their behavior that we expect from adults. Gentle parenting encourages parents to check that their expectations are age appropriate. Well, that's a big one because while you want to treat the child with respect as you would want to be treated as an adult, you still have to remember that they're at a certain developmental level as well. So they might not understand everything that goes into the output that you want to see in them, right? So you got to nurture them. So do you agree that we often place unrealistic expectations on children?
No, probably not. Because I think these kids have more free life. What do you think? They have more tablets, they can do whatever they want.
Hey.
They don't even go out in the yard like how we were expected to do all these work.
Oh.
Yeah, these kids have helpers and so they don't have any expectations.
I don't think the expectation is that you do you and the parents do the adult things, chores included. You just chill out. Chill out in the house. Do nothing.
My niece and nephew are taught already. You mess up, you clean up.
I like that. You mess up, you
clean up, and then when one is not helping, they be like, London's not helping, AJ's not helping.
All right, well, guys, if you've got gentle parenting tips that you want to share, or let's do it this way: the not so gentle parenting tips that you want to share, we want to hear them too.
No, we don't want that generation no more.
That's what you
we
say.
turned out well.
But that's the point, isn't it? So there is the divide on this point. Let's go. Let's see if we get any takers here. Are we being too gentle on our children today, and are we going to feel the effects of it later on? Let us know.
We are feeling them already.
This is what you'll hear on the next. I'm going to make up a name for a show. This is what you'll hear on the next KJ Hour.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who gonna support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time to loosen up. In our previous segment, we spoke all about gentle parenting. Now we're going to share with each other and you, the viewers, the most valuable lessons that our parents taught us. So what are some of the valuable lessons that your mom and your dad taught you?
Listen, I'm gonna do an Oimi here. Ladies first. Ladies first. How about that? That's one.
Oh my gosh. So my mom taught me not to covet. I guess that's Bible principles. Not to envy what you see others have. To earn a good education so I can support myself. And to also save. Always have something tucked away for a rainy day.
It's a lot of lessons. You got to go through those again one by one. So not to covet, as in not be envious.
Not be envious, to get a proper education and to save.
Proper education and to save.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Always tuck away something. So always have a little thing.
Interesting.
For a rainy day.
Lessons, communication is key. Communicate. So in terms of parenting, you listen. You feel like you're heard. Have that conversation. Explain. Don't talk to children like they're gag, cannot understand thing. Honestly, I was 10 years old and people interacting with me, talking to me, from developed countries like I was 35. And having those sorts of conversations. So I valued that, right? Works out. The other important lesson that I learned is that family is important. That's the unit. That's where it begins. Family is absolutely important, right? So keep them close.
Only those two? Only those two?
Well, I'm not going to give you a whole litany of things that might.
But that's only two. I gave you 4.
Huh?
I gave you 4.
Well, okay, you gave me 4. Obviously, the envy part is a thing. I would say that one of the most important lessons that my family has taught me, and this goes from, you know, my mom and my extended family, my grandmother, my aunt, and so on, my uncle, so on. Just don't be materialistic. Because I'm actually not a materialistic person. It's just one of those things. It's like, you know, no. I think how you treat people is better than what you have or what they have. And I think I've witnessed in not only my childhood, but my adult life, differentiated treatment, because we think that people are either better off or worse off than us. And I think that there is this point of relativity where we think, you know what, I can condescend because, and here's the thing, I'm gonna put this on blast. So, and this is just the thing, I think our society is so small that in a lot of respects, what we do is that we determine how we treat people based on their profession, based on their presentation, based on their surname, based on whatever affiliations that we see. And there is no sort of, well, you know, this is how we treat everybody because everybody's fair. And so for me, there's this joke that I had when I went out to vote on election day, and I said, you know what? I actually made a post about it. I said, this is the one day, it seems, in our society where everybody's actually treated equal. Because it doesn't matter what points of distinction you have. Your vote ain't no better than my vote, ain't no weightier than mine. We are all on the same plane. And that's the kind of thinking that I honestly approach my life with wherever, and that comes from my family. And I wish that we had so much more of it, because a lot of us know these things. We've had certain doors closed because of a name. We've had certain doors opened because of a name. We've had all of these other things, and there's just this differentiated treatment. So a valuable lesson for me, treat people as people on the same plane.
Yeah, I always say that too, because if the person that's sweeping the drain don't clean the drain, we won't have a clean environment if the garbage men don't take up the garbage. So everybody has a place in society. That's why I said in my next lifetime when I come back, I'm going to be a cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to have a whole company that cleans.
Joy is sorry, she's going to take you to work. You're going to work. Or you're going to work with Joy?
No, we're going to share. We're going to share. Joy is going to have her company. I'm going to have my company. But I don't want to say I will get my basic education, but I'm not going to waste my time to get some education to feel I guess superior to persons or have a name or
Preach.
Yeah, so I just want to be a normal person and treat people normal, and I've always done that. Thank God for that.
I'm going to respond to a couple of things that you said because it resonates with me. I've witnessed people who work in particular institutions, and there are guards that are there who are supposed to be security guards protecting them. And these people walk by them as if they're invisible. No good morning, no good afternoon. It's just weird to me.
And when their
to
stuff
do
is
that.
missing, the guard is the hero.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you see them then. It is weird to me. When you talk about education and what you said about it, I say again, and these are conversations that I actually have, you know, within my family. I say, I don't understand why people weaponize education, because education ought to teach you how to fit in, be humble, and help society develop. Education ought not to be used like, well, I'm educated and you're not.
You. I know.
I hate that.
I know.
And so that's also something that I learned from my family as well. You work with it, you treat people as equals. It doesn't matter who they are. So if you're out there right now and you're that person who walked by the guard, didn't say good morning, but greets the guy in the suit and tie like, hi.
I know.
I've seen you.
That's my face.
I have come into your store with my cap backward and my graphic t-shirt on, and I have been snubbed sometimes. And then I show up, or I watch somebody else who looks distinguished, and then it's like, what can I do for you? And I go,
that's
listen,
absolute truth.
It is.
That's
We do it.
truth.
We do it. And I don't know why we do it, but we do it. So those children who were coming up, teach them not to do that.
Yeah, no,
It's just ridiculous to me. It really is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember those days when we used to have people who used to discriminate? And we discriminate, you know, let's talk about it. Because I talked about discrimination based on your occupation. I talked about discrimination based on your family status, etc. But let's talk about discrimination based on your look. Remember those days when if you had an afro or if you had, you know, long hair as a guy or whatever, you were looked at as if you didn't belong, you didn't fit into society well. In schools, we grew up and you had to cut your hair. right? So,
Yeah.
luckily you don't have to.
No. Thank God.
Alrighty.
I'm not gonna get it.
Hey, it is what it is, right? This is it for what? The Soapbox? We're going to change the name of Lucina. We're going to call it the Soapbox. Or we're going to introduce a new segment called On the Soapbox with KJ.
Stick and stay, guys. We will be right back after this brief break.
Good morning. This is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me no in a that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup. We are Salt Smart.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. St. Kitts and Nevis Association of Persons with Disabilities aim to improve the lives of persons with disabilities through advocacy, education, peer support, and service. Today, we warmly welcome Joseph Bergen, who is the president of this association, to Good Morning SKN. A pleasant good morning, Mr. Bergen. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Morning, sir.
A pleasant good morning to you both, and it's a pleasure and an honor indeed to be on your program this morning. Good morning to everyone who is listening, who is viewing. A pleasant good morning.
So, Mr. Bergen, can you tell us what are some of the tools provided by the association that assist persons who are differently abled?
Some of the tools you asked, ma'am?
Yes, that are provided by your association that assist persons who are differently abled.
Okay, first of all, we is an association that cater for persons with special needs, different needs, as you may. And bear in mind, our name in full is the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Persons with Disabilities, or SKNAPD. And what we do there is basically empower folks who are differently able with different skills so that they can further market themselves. And we do stuff there like jewelry making, housekeeping, like sheet making, flowers, design, craft, arts, computer lessons, and a whole range of stuff.
You do a lot, sir, I have to say, and it's very commendable indeed. When we talk to your role as the president, what does it mean to you to be able to help others in this way?
It's give me a lot of warmness and comfort inside, and it give me a sense of humility, and I can be very frank. I am a person with a disability. Some of us are born with disability. Some of us incur disability along our life journey. And, sometimes it's very challenging, but being around people with a disability and myself sometimes, sometimes you just may have a particular skill that could assist my skill so much more. So it's a lot of teamwork, and it helped me to understand like togetherness, participation, and humility, as I said.
So, Mr. Bergen, can you tell us about your membership, and can persons who are differently abled join?
Yes, we are an NGO, and we have a membership of about maybe just around 50 persons. We have some who are active, who attends the center from like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, and this is around maybe 32, 35 persons, and during the course of the week, and that's basically how our membership is structured. We have like around 30 to 35 people active, and the other remaining numbers would come in on occasion, like when we have our monthly meetings, or if we have a social evening, or any sort of information to be disseminated.
All right, so Mr. Bergen, you said that these people come to the center. Where is that center? When are your meetings held? What time, et cetera?
We are currently located at the McKnight Community Center. For now, we don't have our own personal building, and our meetings would be the third Saturday in every month.
And at what time?
5 until. Sometimes we spend like maybe just about 2 hours in a meeting, and we just, disembark to our different homes.
I want to ask you now, sir, to go back to something that you said before concerning humility. I think that resonated with me, and I think it resonated with our viewers as well, that this role, this being able to advocate for the rights of persons who are differently abled, is a humbling experience for you. Do you feel that as part of the association, you have been able to represent to government officials and others in authority for such rights?
Could you please repeat, sir?
Yes, I'm asking in terms of speaking on behalf of people who are differently abled. As president of the association, have there been meetings with government officials and so forth to address concerns of the membership?
Yes, on occasion we do. Yes.
Do you feel that they listen to you?
Yes. We have a very strong partnership with the like say social services, gender affairs, and the Minister of Health, and the general public at large. But from a government standpoint, when we
All right, we seem to be having some connectivity issues, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you're not joining us, we are continuing our discussion with Mr. Joseph Bergen, who is the president of the Disabled Association, Persons with
St. Kitts and Nevis
St. Kitts and Nevis Association
of Persons with
Disabilities. Thank you for that correction, Mr. Bergen.
Yes, ma'am.
I love how you represent. That's right.
Yep, you are representing indeed.
All right, so let's continue the conversation, Mrs. Bergen. Recently, the association had a how to effectively use your mobile devices workshop, and this was in collaboration with 869 Access and Flow. One, why was this workshop so important? And two, what were some of the takeaways for you?
I personally did not attend the workshop, but from all accounts, I heard it was very informative. And one of the things that stood out to me was people who are visually impaired are much more prepared to use their cell phone and be aware of scammers and people who do a lot of like phishing and people who try to rob people out of their little funds they have. You know, they just told them to be aware of these elements that they may be coming across or downloading on their devices, because some of them that you give out your information, pardon me, and next thing you know, sometime you go to the bank and you find your funds been disappearing and you have no knowledge as to where your funds has been going, not knowing or taking into consideration that you might have given to something you sign up to, you give out your ID number, your bank number, and there's repercussions.
Absolutely, sir.
So, Mr. Bergen, members of the association are also engaged in making bracelets and waist beads. How has that been?
Pardon me, I did not hear you clearly.
The members of your association, some of them are engaged in making waist beads and bracelets. How has that been?
Oh, that has been going very productive, ma'am.
Okay.
And it's all a part of the tools that we use to empower ourselves and generate income. We sell them to, we advertise them to, you know, ourselves, the general public, and anybody else who might be interested. We have a Facebook page that we will put them on, and up to last evening, there's a little video that I post on my Snap, with the girls doing like you know, those long time crocus bag mats with the hairpin and the cloth and patch sheets and rings, bracelets, waist trains and stuff like that. So the feedback has been pretty good from the general public. Sometimes family members who come and see what we do there, they are interested in a little item or two. We does like pottery works there and stuff too.
And all of these are available for sale on the Facebook page?
No, I don't think all of them is posted, but we have them available. Sometimes we would keep open day on occasion, so the public could come in and view what we have been doing.
Okay, so on the open day, would the public be allowed to buy as well?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I like it. I like the fact that these are things that we didn't know that were taking place here, and that through your association, people are given an opportunity to develop and to market, as you said, their products.
Yes.
And speaking of marketing, how successful do you think the members of your organization have been in marketing their products? And is there anything else you'd like the public to know that you think could help them to market better?
It varies sometimes, you know, because I find it strange sometimes. People may be hearing about us for the first time. I mean, the association was formed back in 1981, and I could remember having a conversation with a local maybe about 2 years ago, and she said she had no idea that there is such a group existed here. You know, so the marketing sometimes it varies. I don't know if we have to get out on a wider medium generally, or try other skills at marketing ourselves so that we can be more open at that.
Well, that's possible, but I find that, you know, the tools that you're using so far, they would definitely meet some demand of the public. So it's good that you were talking about it now, and I think that they're quite useful indeed.
I do agree, sir.
All right, so the Walk a Mile in My Shoes March, this was, say, put on or held so that individuals could experience what it's like to live with a disability. Do you think that people who are not differently abled can ever fully understand or appreciate some of the things that your membership have had to go through because of their disability?
Well, in relation to that question you asked, I was always of the same opinion, but you know, sometimes we get like able-bodied persons. They come and they try walk in my shoe, and you know, even though they are able-bodied and they just tried it out, their feedback might be like, you know, wow, you know, and they would have a sense of like understanding what we feel, what we go through. I wonder what they would be like. So I think that sometime, you know, it's one of our hallmark event, and it really resonate with the public, because folks will say, well, I wouldn't like to be blind, or I don't think I can. I would like to be in a position where I can't hear. You know, so you get a sense of understanding that it resonates with them, but I don't think that they really understand how someone who are living with these challenges feeling.
I think that's the closest that they can get to it.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense to have that indeed. Indeed, sir.
Yes.
All right, well, Mr. Bergen, unfortunately we are out of time, but we are grateful to you for taking your time to speak with us about the association, the St. Kitts Nevis Association for Persons with Disabilities. Thank you so much for the work that you do, and thank you for sharing some of it with us, sir.
Well, I would like to say, first of all, thank you for inviting me here, and I do trust and hope that one of these times, if you are here on the island, you and your co-host will come and visit us and see what we do, and we may be able to share a little more of what we do with you, and you can see, for yourself how our daily routines are, our daily life are basically like that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the invitation.
We accept.
To accept it, indeed. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the week. All right?
Thank you. You too. Appreciate it. That was such a great interview. All right, you're watching Good Morning SKN. We'll be back for more in a moment.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see where we at. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami I come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Earlier today, we spoke with members of Lake Health and Wellbeing about their Meet the Wilbots animation. Animation is, of course, just one form of creative expression. Well, next up, we will be featuring another form of creative expression, which is jewelry making. And for this segment, we are happy to welcome again to the set of Good Morning SKN, Anastasia Elliott. Good morning, Anastasia. Welcome back.
Good morning.
All right, so we're talking all about jewelry making. And there's a wonderful name, of course, I'm going to try to say it. Has a nice ring to it, Anna Devlana. Anna Devlana.
Sounds Russian.
Yes.
So tell us what it means, tell us what it represents, and tell us why now.
Okay, so Anna Devlana is basically like a mashup of names. So it's my name, Anastasia. Dev comes from Devante, which is my son. Lana is a mix of my daughter's name and my youngest sister. My daughter is Jelena, my youngest sister is Anesta.
So it's a family affair.
Yes, it's a family affair.
All right. So you get them involved in the jewelry making?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No protests?
No protests. It's great. It's art. It's art. So I will have a concept, or I will ask them, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Because they're interested in different things. Like my son is into anime. Right?
Nice.
He loves Japanese culture. He loves Japanese language. And in our house, we're tasked to learn a language for this year. Right? And most of us chose an Asian language of some sort. Right? So whether it's Japanese, Korean, it's an Asian language. And so for them, it's just really piggybacking on what they are already interested in, right? And then asking them to, just giving them a challenge to come up with something on a theme based on what they are interested in.
So how long has this business been in existence?
I launched it earlier this year, in January. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I know that you're not new to launching anything. So
She's launched
let's see if this experience was a little different. What went into your launch and what has the reception been like?
It's been pretty good, you know. Interestingly enough, we get more traffic from overseas. So, like, my daughter has been in charge of really the Instagram page, and she's a virtual assistant, so it's really her field of you know. And she has been doing these little videos that has gotten like 3,000, 4,000 views, which to me is amazing because I don't think I get that on my other business pages.
So a little video with wow.
It's like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 7 seconds long, and I'm like, how are you getting this done, right? But it's what she's passionate about. So with each of them, like whatever they're passionate about is how I involve them. So it might not necessarily be involved in actual creation, but in promotion, right? So my little sister, she does creation, but she also is a model, right? So we did a photo shoot a couple of weeks ago. So just now you'll be seeing her, and she has this lot of hair. They look really beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. I love it. So I see you use wood and polymer clay to make your earrings. Yes. Why did you choose these materials?
Because with our business, we focus a lot on sustainability, recycling, reusing materials. And polymer clay is a plastic, right? So they use like PVCs, they mix it with oils, binders, clays, which is right up my alley. Well, not really the binders and plastics, but you know. But just using something that we would ordinarily throw away and just creating something really unique that you can wear, is functional. But you're also doing your little bit to help to keep the planet safe.
Love it. Sustainability.
Yeah.
Wow, these are cute.
All right, so is it different? I know it's fun, obviously, because it's a family affair, but is it difficult in any way? Is it easy for you? Are there skills that you transfer from one business to the other for this?
You always do, you know, because you learn things that are applicable across the board. My only difficulty is that I have to put them in the oven to cure. So sometimes I might forget. I've had that experience, like first starting out, I put like 20 pair earrings in the oven and went off to do something else until I smelled them and I was like, take them out and they were all black. It was like all black.
I'm going to tell you that
so
that's
no
me
way you
cooking.
could have used them? You couldn't have used them at all? It could have been charred by?
There were a few that I used, but most of them they had actually stuck because you have to put them between tiles.
Oh, okay.
So I have to use tiles. So they're laid between tiles and wood and cardboard. So some of them had actually stuck to the cardboard.
So not
the ones that I
usable.
could have used, I reused. They're just my stuff.
Oh, okay, nice.
And they've actually sold because people see me and they're like, oh, I like that. I'm like,
charred works, you know.
But it burned. In my mind, I'm going, but it burned. And then they put, I like it. I'm like, okay, but it burned. Because in your mind, it's a flaw. But to somebody else, it's beautiful.
Flaws are sometimes beautiful,
So,
So that's going to be the next line. Flawed. Or burnt. Or burnt indeed. All right, well, speaking of burnt, as someone who, is so multidimensional, do you ever experience burnout?
Did I? I think there was one period And it was something that I was overlooking. I was just tired. To me, I was just tired. I think I was on my way to a trip to Africa with some of my products. I was just tired. I would fall asleep really easily. And I think I had to lay over into St. Martin, and I was visiting my best friend's mom at the time, and she took one look at me, and she's like, "You don't look, I don't like the way you look." And I said, "I'm fine, I just feel tired. I just feel really, really tired. So I would like to go to sleep now, right?" And she forced me to do the next day, like before my flight, to go and do this ionizer test, like they hook you up to this metal thing and this machine, and it spits out this whole. And when the information came out, she looked at me, she's like, "I don't understand how you're still standing. With these results, you should not be on your feet." And I'm like, "But all I feel is tired." Right? So I think that's the closest I probably gotten to burnout, because I was working like long hours, really long hours. Because I was traveling a lot, so I would go, be away for 4 days, come back for 2 days, gone again. So I wasn't getting a lot of rest. So in my mind, I was just tired. I just needed to sleep.
Well, I understand because you're obviously creative, and we're here to talk about this, and we'll continue that discussion in a moment. So stay tuned, everyone.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies, and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl look me, but me know you know that. Big man no deal with back pamba.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our discussion with Anastasia Elliott of Anna Devlana, a local jewelry making business. So let's take a look at the pieces we have on display. Can you elaborate on them for us?
All right, so this is my purple and silver, and this one actually has some wood bead pieces. And also, what would I call these? Also beads, but made from a different material. All right, I love purple. I love any color in the blue spectrum.
I can see that.
You go from the sea greens all the way up to the deep purple, deep blues. Yeah, that's my color palette, which I favor. All of my closet probably has a more black pieces.
And I don't see any black earrings.
No.
Oh, no charge.
But yeah, so I would think my interest is multi-spectral, multi-dimensional. So there are things that I like, but things that I also like to see. And if I like to see it, I will work with it. Right?
Got you.
So I try not to put who I am personally on everything, because people have different tastes.
Yeah.
I try to mix it up so I appeal to different people. Because my house has many personalities, huh? So I've learned to sort out to balance a lot of personality.
That's great for marketing, trust me.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do we have?
So we also have, this one has a lava beads.
Lava beads?
Yeah. So this one has the lava beads in it, which is pretty nice.
But you've colored, I think, right?
No, they came colored.
They came colored,
Yeah, they came colored. So I have these in greens, I have it in blacks, and I have it in purples.
Okay. Your favorite color?
Colors. That wasn't by design. I didn't get that. I didn't purposely get it.
Oh, okay.
It was just like a surprise pack. I had ordered, something you order stuff. And that was just the color scheme that was in it.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And then this one has in pearls. Right. I like pearls. I don't know. So it has in pearls. This is wood again. Wood, and I use both wood and the lava stones. Yeah. So I try to mix up what I'm using.
I'm going to ask now, because obviously I'm a guy, I don't wear these earrings. Are these designed for daytime to nighttime wear, any occasion?
Nice.
Yeah, because with women, we add a piece of here and there, you dress up something or you dress it down. So the earrings are the same way. You can dress it up. So like I have in these, I prefer knobs. Although most people would tell me I look good in
the drops.
I personally prefer knobs, right? So I will wear knobs. You see me wearing knobs more often than anything else. Unless my sister dresses me, of course.
I see.
Which is what she usually do. But for some, and even for children, like we have stuff, they have like maybe they're going to a church event.
Oh, that's
you want to put on something. Yeah, it's
pink
butterfly. Pink butterfly.
Easter time. I can see the detail in it.
Look at that.
If we can pick it up.
My youngest sister, she likes pink. Right?
That's lovely.
Look up and
You've
see.
etched it.
It's been etched
onto
a
it,
bit,
yeah.
So I wanted to be an artist in high school. So just doing those little etchings and hand carving and stuff like that, I would actually go into doing instead of getting a stamp. Because to me, it looks better.
Got you. So these are done by hand.
Some things are done by hand, or I might do a stencil and then cut it out using an X-Acto knife. Or to me, it just come across better than if I just do a uniform stamp.
Okay. And how long does that take you, generally?
It depends on what I'm working on. So something like this will take me maybe half an hour.
Okay.
Because then you have to go in and.
So this is a stamp or this is hand done?
You hand do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started out with a stencil and then I just layer it up because you can actually see sometimes. Because I don't always smooth it all the way down, so it looks like one smooth thing.
Yeah.
I like the flaws because I think the flaws
really
make
good,
things
actually.
look really pretty. So not
unique.
Yeah, make it look. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Jamie, you spoke about night to day. I think these can go from day to night. This one.
Was that a love letter?
The envelope.
I did it around Valentine's.
Oh, okay.
It should have been white and red. And I looked at it and I was like,
nah.
Yeah. I didn't really went like,
Slightly predictable.
And then I was like, let me see what I have. And then I came up with these. I was actually doing these, and then I found like I had a tiny thing.
Right, because it looks like the one that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So
yeah, but it's even smaller. So I was like, okay, let's see how this works. And then I found that I had some gold leaf.
And you mixed it in.
I'm always finding things in the house that I forgot that I had. Because I do so many different things that I will have ingredients that I can pull from one arm to another arm. But I completely forget it's there until I'm looking for something and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how I can use this now.
And you're creative, so it works.
This is nice.
Yeah.
So
I gotta say, this is one of my
can go
favorite
from day to
ones. I'm not the one wearing it, but this is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. So
that and this one, these
this
two.
is sunflower.
Okay.
But this is pretty elegant, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So what was this made from? This is the clay and...
So it's all clay,
it's all
and then
clay.
this is beading.
Yeah, it's a purple.
And then we have silver as well.
Okay.
This one is fascinating as well.
I was
the
attempting
colors.
marbling, doing a bit of marbling. I had a lot of little pieces left over. And so I used what we call like a clay conditioner. As a chef, I would call it a pasta machine.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so you just put all the little pieces and run them through the machine and you spin until you get a marbling effect that you like, and then you create.
So very quickly, you're going to have to tell us where we can find these.
All right, so you can find these at my storefront in the Palico Mall. The store is called The Organic Shop. We're right below Birkenstock, or you can get onto our Instagram page, Anna Devlama, jump into our inbox, or you can give me a WhatsApp, 668-6713.
Well, thank you so much for
and they saw it here first.
being here with us. And we want to thank all of you at home and at work, because we know you watch us at work too, bosses included, for joining us for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Remember to follow us on our social media pages, all right? So we are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat, we're on TikTok, and it's very easy for you to do so because we're at Studio 327 Inc. So that's at Studio 327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. Right?
So leave us a comment and tell us what topics and guests you'd like to see next. And this is where we say see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Have a great day, guys.